She's a seasoned musician who has certainly seen success in her career, and now with a brand new album, she's seeking to reinvent herself all over again. Laugh, learn, and share with this morning's guest, Atemi. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here so early.
Thank you for having me.
I've just learned something new about her. She feels cold in the morning.
Every morning.
Really?
God, cold, cold, cold.
Atemi, you know, a lot of people are your fans. A lot of people are happy that you're here. But for those who don't know your story, take us back. You started singing when you were 10?
Well, let's say 10 is the earliest that I can remember, but I know that my mom was always teaching us new music, so we were always singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were always singing.
Now from that and thinking, okay, you know what, I would like to make a career out of this, when did that sort of aha bulb moment happen for you?
Well, you know, one of the things of coming from a singing family is it took a while to realize, oh, not everybody sings like us.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, sometime in high school, you're like, oh, so we do get harmonies. Okay, and we do, you know. So I still thought it was a really fun career.
Okay.
And then I graduated from campus, and I still kind of thought of it as a, you know, as a, this is going to be a fun hobby.
Right,
Yay.
yeah. A little thing on the side.
Yeah, and then I actually remember one day I decided, you know what, I love this thing, because I worked for a couple of years in the corporate world.
Yeah.
And I wasn't singing, and I was really unhappy.
Okay.
And I didn't understand what was missing.
Right.
So I started to do a couple of gigs with, you know, with some bands, and then I decided, okay, I think you need to do this thing full time. So it actually was a conscious decision. I quit my job, and yeah.
Wow. There are a lot of people right now, Atemi, who are sitting in miserable, unhappy situations in their lives.
Yes.
They know it. Tell us what you were doing and why you were unhappy.
Well, I don't think what I was doing was necessarily what made me unhappy.
Got it.
I think that it was the lack of what I loved to do that made me unhappy.
Okay.
A lot of people work jobs,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and are not actually looking and seeing, this is what I am interested in, this is what I love, this is what I feel is important, and I need to do it. And sometimes just doing the thing that you love may not be enough to make you happy. There has to be a reason and a purpose for it. So there's something that you're fulfilling, and that's what brings, you know, inner peace and joy and all those things that we hear people who, you know, who have been working for 70, 80 years.
Right.
I have my career of choice.
What was your profession before you decided to embark on this full time?
Well, I still do it.
Yeah.
My degree is in marketing and international relations.
Okay.
And let's just say most of my jobs have been in experiential marketing and event planning.
Okay.
So it actually was very helpful,
Right.
because with this career initially, you kind of have to run things yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
A
artists
one-stop
wanna come-
shop.
Yeah, one-stop
right?
shop. Artists want to come and get one person who's going to do everything for you.
Okay.
And you can't have that unless you know what you want.
Okay.
Because if your manager is doing the wrong thing, how will you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the beginning, you have to kind of just figure out how do I put up my own event, a little one if I want to.
Okay.
What is my target market? What am I talking about? What's my message? What is my brand?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sheila and I were talking about the fact that there's so much untapped talent in Kenya and so
There
much
is.
undiscovered talent.
Oh, there is.
Take us back to when you were trying to break into the industry. And I mean, if we can say blood, sweat, tears, I think, you know, you've been through it, you know. But for me, I want you to sort of advise the people who are out there who are thinking it's a lost cause. Tell them what you've gone through to get to where you are today.
Well, think that maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. No, 10 years ago, in fact, is too soon. 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? We as artists weren't kind of thinking and putting up concerts for ourselves. We'd have to wait for there to be some big event where people would hire us and we'd come and we'd sing, and that would be, you know, wow, okay, that's the gig for the year.
Right.
There was a lot of entertainment then. That's actually true. There were different things going on. There was Star Search. There was Beats of the Seasons.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
There was stuff going on, but you'd have to wait for those things. But now, you know, you look at the event page on Facebook here, look on Twitter.
Yeah.
Somebody is doing something every day, right?
Yes.
And that's the whole point. People need to feel encouraged because the industry has grown and is still growing. 10 years ago, I will say, there wasn't any neo soul here.
Right,
you know.
exactly.
But now, what? They're like, you know, every day I'm hearing new songs. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a new soul song. I heard this song this week by this new Kenyan singer called Sage.
Yes.
I was
I've
like,
heard of Sage.
this girl is catching up with
Yeah.
me. There are problems. We're in trouble.
I know.
Yeah.
But for you, in terms of like, you know, the path that you've laid out for many artists who will probably never have the chance, who would never have had the chance, you know, and the strides that we've made. For me, I feel that the industry is definitely growing, but maybe the artists are not being appreciated to the level that they should. I mean, putting out an album, this is Atemi's new album. Alex, can you get this for me? This is Atemi's new album. For you to put this out, it took a lot, right?
It took a lot. It took a lot of time. It took, you know, like you said, blood, sweat, and tears. As in this one, I look at it, I'm like, it's like my child.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes a lot of work, and you know, we do want to be appreciated. Right? We do want to be appreciated, but for us, appreciation is more, come to the shows, buy the album. We've made this music for you. Listen to it.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
And people are starting to appreciate Kenyan a lot more.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And we're not, you know, we're also not asking for a favor, because people imagine we're saying, okay, don't listen to Beyonce and listen to Eric Wainaina.
Right.
And that's not what we're saying. There's space on your shelf for both. People are putting out quality music in Kenya.
Yeah.
Hey, there's something for everybody. I'm sure you'll find something that you like if you know, the whole thing that we're trying to avoid is saying, well, artists from the West are, you know, they're definitely more talented. And that's that's just not true.
Okay.
You know, it's just not true.
Now, one of the things that for me, I look at the kind of work that goes into this and I think, okay, so there's an album here that's taken a lot to produce. How do you get your ROI, your return on investment? Because it's not a cheap endeavor, is it?
No,
yeah.
It's not a cheap endeavor.
Okay.
But it just depends on, again, marketing strategy and how you position yourself, where you plan to sell. One of the places that sell, you know, you'll sell a lot of music, interesting enough, is abroad.
Right.
Kenyans abroad really want to listen to Kenyan music.
Yeah.
So if you make it available for them, they probably don't even check who it is. They're like, oh, it's a Kenyan music album.
Yeah. Give me. Exactly.
We also sell a lot at concerts.
Okay.
Yeah, people buy a lot of CDs at concerts because the product is there.
Right.
Right. And at a concert, we've cut out the price that, you know, if we sell it to another shop X and they put their markup, you know, so at the concert it's cheaper, and then you get a CD and it's right there and you remember things, so it's possible.
Excellent. State of Life is the name of her new album. It's got 14 very happy looking tracks. Tell us about that process. Well, in terms of Atemi's sort of rebirth, your writing, the place where you were emotionally, your mental state, what did it take to produce this?
Well, first, one of the reasons it took so long to put out the second record is I had a lot of help on my first album. You know, I decided I wanted to do an album. I talked about it. I just signed to Pine Creek Records. And a lot of people just threw songs at me. I have this song. Oh my God, we need to do an album. Here's the song. Here's the song. Here's the song.
Right.
So you listen to this fantastic album and you realize I'm actually just singer. I didn't really have that much to do with this beautiful product. You're like, you know, thank you, Chris Adwar, for writing the songs and Tim Mbui, but I didn't actually have, other than my interpretation of the music, I didn't have that much to do with it. So I took a year off and learned piano.
Okay, wonderful. Now, for you, performing live versus maybe doing a video versus maybe doing a program like this. I know you used to do a morning program as well, right?
Oh God, yes I did.
So you know about these hours.
I know. No, we used to record in advance because we used to do.
Oh yeah, it wasn't live.
Yeah, it wasn't live.
Okay. For you, what is the thing that drives you the most? Is it creating? Is it performing live? Is it writing? Is it doing a video? What is the one thing for you that is sort of your, you know, one like love in terms of your music?
I would have to say it's the actual singing.
Okay.
Yeah, because writing is great, but you never know what it's actually going to sound like until you actually have it out there.
Right.
And singing in studio is different than singing on stage, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, in studio you think of different things, you have to see how the harmony is going to fit, how is this going to work out. But on stage you're actually just duplicating what you've already proved is going to work.
Right.
On, you know, in CD production. So I would say when all the elements are right, I mean, the band are on point, the sound is beautiful, the background vocalists are singing what they're supposed to be singing, the audience are engaged. I think for me the best thing I love best is actually being on stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the reaction from the crowd.
Yeah, the reaction, you know,
and
the
vibe.
crowd give you a lot of energy.
Right.
And when, you know, and usually it starts from the band. When the band are happy, then I'm happy, then the audience is happy.
Okay.
So when all the elements are, you know, all the stars are aligned.
Yes, exactly.
And it's a wonderful thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned something that's quite crucial, which I believe a lot of people are wondering about. Management, and then sort of being able to say, okay, maybe I need to re-strategize, get a new manager who has a different vision. Why is it important for an artist to do that, to sort of keep themselves current and keep reinventing themselves?
Well, it's not necessarily reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
It could be, if you find your brand and find what it is that you want to say, it's just finding different ways to say it.
Okay.
Or, you know, you grow up as a person,
Yeah.
and today you liked oranges, but tomorrow you want to make orange cake. And then
Right.
on Thursday you want to make orange martinis. You still kept your brand going.
Right.
You just evolved.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay.
And having a manager gives you the space to do that, because then you don't need to think about, okay, I have to go to Nation tomorrow.
The nitty-gritty details.
Where are the CDs? And now, where are the pictures? You know, all I need to think about is I'm going to go to bed early, I'm going to wake up fresh, somebody's going to pick me up and bring me there, so I can focus on the art.
Okay.
So now that I know what I want my management is pretty new. I'm being
Okay.
managed by Taurus Group that is run by Ike and OK. So I know what they, you know, I know what I want them to do.
Okay.
And they deliver.
Okay.
So they give me the space to sing.
Yes, absolutely.
Do the art.
Now, one of the things that you can do right at home is definitely tweet, send Atemi a Facebook message, send her a message on our SMS portal, which is 5505. If you want to talk to her, ask her any questions. She's got a lot of fans. Now, in looking at, you know, where you are now, almost at peak, are you happy with the album, with the concert, which we'll talk about in a few minutes? Are you happy with overall, and where are you looking to go towards?
Well, I am pretty happy with the album, though, you know, I would like to sell a little more.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the pictures. I like the music on it. Happy about the, you know, what the producers did and the people who wrote. So I'm happy about it.
Good.
I would, however, just like to I would like to do a little more Africa as opposed to just Kenya, right? Because you know, I'm one of those Africans. People are like, you're a Kenyan, I'm an African.
Right.
And I kind of feel like this is the best continent in the world.
Okay.
And we don't just need to recognize each other as Kenyans. Maybe it's time to become an Africa thing, right? Yeah.
Okay. Very interesting indeed. You have done a few tracks, a few collaborations here. Delvin Mudugi with one, Usijali and Rain, featuring Chris Pitok, and Uwe Wangu, featuring Chris Adwar. Tell me about that, like in terms of finding synergies that work with other artists and who, you know, bring out that great element in you. Tell me about that. Who do you choose to work with and why?
Well, after Someday, you know, Chris wrote the song Someday, which was a pretty, you know, people liked it off the first album. And Chris writes a beautiful love song. That's actually the truth. So when he came up with this, he wrote Uwe Wangu himself. So he came up with it and he's like, this is the song I want us to do. There was no question, it was yes. And I know we work well together.
Right.
Our voices sound good together. We also have a really good chemistry on stage. So that was definitely, you know, that was gonna happen. Now Delvin was different because the funny thing is, I saw him at the end of the Coming Home videos, Coming Home video, and he did something and I was like, okay, I want to do a song with this guy.
Yeah.
We never met.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote the song with RK. Delvin came in, I did my part, Delvin came in, did his part, and we've never performed it together.
No
so
way.
I really want us to perform it together next show so I see what kind of
nice.
chemistry we actually have on stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that you have done recently is have a concert with an artist from Nigeria, Praise.
Yes.
Tell us about that sort of setup and trying to go outside of East Africa. and trying to really like reach out to the continent. Is that your strategy?
Well, it is. It is my strategy. One of the things that we were talking about doing as a management team is we want to do a series of concerts, right? Maybe have 4 of them in the year, and that was the first one. We were like, it made sense for the first one to be the launching of the album and the launching of the concept.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So for every different concert, we want to bring in a different artist from a different part of Africa.
Okay.
So maybe next time we can go to maybe Uganda or Tanzania.
Right.
The other time we can go to Southern Africa. Just bring in a different act every time.
Okay.
And the idea is to also promote synergy in African music as a whole, not just, not just Kenya, and also give people, value for money.
Okay.
Because we're going to come out for a show, let's make it a great show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
10 years, I find Atemi. What will I find her doing? Where will I find her?
Oh, Lord. Let's hope we'll be at our 5th album.
Okay, great.
Also the number of albums is not necessarily the issue. It's the quality of the album.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
let's say we'll be at fantastic album number 5, which will be the Orange Martini
Right.
of albums.
Okay.
I'm also interested. I'm interested in teaching.
Okay.
Right.
Music.
Yes,
Wow.
I am. I enjoy teaching voice,
Okay.
but not to maybe to a younger person.
Okay.
Not maybe
To nurture someone from a young age and
maybe
see them sort
even,
of grow.
Yeah, maybe even teenagers.
Okay.
Yeah, teenagers, because that's a very interesting. It's an interesting age. You're trying to form yourself, trying to find out who you are, and there's so many influences on what you should do and what you can do. And I'm like, at 14 years old, okay, maybe you don't want to be Beyonce,
Yeah.
because maybe you want to dress up.
Okay, absolutely.
And maybe have a space for teenagers to be able to explore music and just explore their voices. We had that in high school. I don't know, do they have that now?
I know, the thing is, I feel like everything has changed from like our generation that time, and
Yeah.
things are totally different. But I feel like they have more opportunity and more resources.
You think so? Because I don't know. We sang a lot. We had to be innovative.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a music program in school.
Yeah. You saw The Poet, who impressed the president so much.
Yeah.
He got a scholarship.
Yeah.
So at least, there is some art
There
going
is,
on
yeah.
in there, right?
We performed in front of the president. But we were bought for flasks.
I remember. And milk and all those nice things. Those times were sweet.
Times were sweet. That milk was helpful.
Absolutely. Listen, you have an opportunity this morning to speak to Atemi, and you can call in. The numbers are right there on your screen: 0719 038 399, 0732 138 399, 020 238 399. And I believe that Sheila is on standby with a few messages from you viewers. Sheila?
It's always great as an artist to hear from your fans. And Atemi Patricia says, "Hi Atemi, I like your music. It encourages me as I'm always working on my first album. How and when should I get and involve a manager?" So she's got a question and of course a big heads up. Taking a look at feedback on Facebook, there's a message from Ben Yahud Gurion. "Carol Atemi, my life is so pathetic right now, but your music gives me hope. Please don't stop."
Oh, that's awesome. Let's deal with Ben, I think, first. Thank you, Sheila. Let's deal with Ben first. I mean, do you seriously feel, oh wow, do you know that people feel like that about your music and you have that kind of impact in people's lives?
Well, like I said, you have to have a message. That's actually the message of my music in general.
Okay.
That life is tough. It's tough, but it gets better.
Right.
And it's not that bad. Things could be worse, and sometimes you just need to take a moment and celebrate
Exactly.
where you are. It doesn't matter. You may not have the Bentley,
Right.
but you're alive.
Exactly.
You're alive, and you have shelter, and you ate something, and it could always be worse.
Absolutely.
So it's important to look at the positive, because the negative in life, it can really, really just get you down.
Okay.
And that's the message of the music at the end of the day.
Patricia, another viewer asked about management and when she should involve herself with management and when it's right. And I think the issue, Atemi, and we have to address it, is pure cash. It's liquid cash. That's the issue. How much money do you have to record an album? How much money do you have for studio time? How much money do you have to produce, to pay people, to get a manager, to get concerts? It's hard.
It is. It's actually, it is difficult. One of the reasons it's difficult is because while the music industry has grown in terms of musicians, we haven't grown in terms of support for the music industry. So you're looking at, you know, the States where you have a manager, an agent, and a publicist.
Absolutely. And the recording company provides this, right?
No, you actually get that for yourself,
Okay.
and now your manager will deal with
Get the deal.
Yes, get the deal so that, you know, your agent will get you shows.
Right, exactly.
Your publicist will get people to hear about you, right? And here you either have to learn how to do it yourself or get people on board who believe in you.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, my manager doesn't make money unless I make money.
Okay.
So he needs to find, you know, he needs to actually go and find work so that we can make money.
Okay, just hold that thought. I know you didn't know this. Got many fans in Eldoret, and I believe one of them is on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You have a question?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, Levis, go right ahead. You have a question for Atemi?
I want to talk to you.
Okay, go for it.
I want to know how, if you want to record a song, how will you do to make your song become perfect?
Oh, thanks. Are you a singer?
Yes, I'm a singer.
What kind of singer are you?
I'm a gospel singer.
Okay, and do you have any albums, or you are right now at your starting point?
No, I want to record. I brought a song.
Okay, and you want to record it?
Yes.
All right, okay. Thank you very much for calling, Levis. So, there he is, starting from the beginning.
Well, practice is important. Gospel is the best industry to start in.
Right.
Because there are always opportunities to sing.
Right.
And how do you get better at singing? You sing.
Exactly.
You know, sing in a choir, sing in a little group. That's what I was talking about when we were younger. We had a cappella groups.
You had before Into?
Yeah,
Really?
we had a cappella groups. We had a cappella group. We used to do stuff with Five Live.
Yeah.
We went to spread the gospel in Southern Africa.
Right.
Just opportunities to sing, and we would try whatever.
Right.
Right. And it just makes you get better. So the first piece of advice I would give him is, then start to sing. You have a song that you've written, teach it to your worship team at church.
Yeah.
Get them to start singing it so you can get a feel of it. Get used to the microphone,
Okay.
right? So that when you come to the studio, you're actually at your best.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things that Kenya is doing is going digital. We've heard that and heard that and heard that. For you and this platform that is so big, you know, that has been explored, there are artists who are completely famous, who do not have a video, who are not signed to any record, but they've got a serious following on YouTube, for example.
Yeah.
For you, what is your digital plan and towards that, the online platforms? And are you a little bit worried about sort of, you know, your music being pirated?
Well, right now when we think about piracy, we're like, it would really be great if people buy the music. But then it's a pro and it's also a con, because
Okay.
like if people pirate the music, then they're listening to it, means more people won't hear you, means more shows.
Right.
But then on the other hand, it translates to less in sales. So it's a bad thing, it's a good thing, and sometimes it's just, okay, I don't really know what to think about this thing.
Okay.
What was the other question you asked me? You asked me two questions.
Yes, in terms of the digital platform, what your plan is. Do you have an online plan strategy?
We have an online strategy. I'm not really good.
At that whole...
It's good to know what you're good at.
Absolutely.
I'm not so
Don't
good
try
at
to
that.
do everything.
Yeah, I just want to tweet about the shows I'm watching, and I'm understanding that that's not everything anymore.
Yeah.
So, I know that my management have a strategy just to keep things going, but they do want to keep me involved. So people are tweeting, they're actually tweeting me. I'm going to see the messages. I always reply, and for them, they're like, "We're going to handle the online stuff. This is your job. Man your Facebook, man your Twitter account. Someone tweets at you, tweet back.
Right.
So it's not like the bots
Right, exactly, yeah.
where you're tweeting Justin Bieber, but it's not him.
It's not him.
Replying.
It is not him.
Some other guy.
The video that we're currently looking at right there is a performance that you did. Tell us about this little concerts. Well, it was sort of an interview, but this song for you is on the new album.
It's on the new album.
Yeah, tell us about it.
We're actually putting out this video in the next couple of weeks, next week or the week after.
Okay.
This is my ode to Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes, because like I was saying, you know, guys need to start buying visas for a lot of money, lining up from 5
For
to
what?
come to Kenya.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I wholeheartedly
Yes,
concur
yes.
with that story.
It's a wonderful place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are songs about every great city in the world. Why don't we have a song about Nairobi?
And there's so many people globally who love this
Yes,
city.
yes. So the video is actually just going to be, this is the most beautiful place in the world.
Okay.
And we are so happy to live here. And we
Right.
just want everybody else to understand where we come from and just appreciate how beautiful it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, learn, laugh, share. We like to throw little surprises at our guests.
Oh God, I'm
Yeah, are you
terrified.
ready? Are you ready?
Is my mom here?
All right, so all I want to do is just to get to know you a little bit better. So I'm going to ask you some just basic questions.
Okay.
All right,
Oh Lord, I'm terrified.
let's start from the beginning. Tell me about your family.
I come from a family of three. We are 3 children.
Okay.
My brother, my sister, and myself.
Okay.
We are a singing family.
Okay.
We all sang. My mom taught choir. My dad played guitar.
Excellent.
And everybody in my family was in some way involved in music. Funnily enough, I wasn't the one who they thought would be the musician. It was actually my sister.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So, second question. What do you love the most about yourself? And what do you dislike the most about yourself?
Well, I love that I can laugh about anything.
Okay.
Yes,
cool.
it doesn't really matter
Yeah,
what
me
the
too.
situation is. I'm like, we're dying in a boat. Well, this is funny.
Right.
You know, I'll always find something to laugh about. I think I dislike about myself the most is that I am very prone to being anxious.
Okay.
I will grab a problem, then I will worry about it and lay up awake at night thinking, how will we fix the cook? And usually they're not serious problems.
Yeah.
Not the concert is tomorrow and the artists
Yeah.
from Nigeria have not arrived. No, no, no. It is, but there was a ring I was supposed to pick up. How am I going to pick that up?
Right, and then it just stays and
need
it
it.
stays and it stays.
I need it. I hate that. You know,
Okay.
sometimes I'm like, I explain to people, I wish I was easier.
Right.
And once I fixated on a problem, I will just chase it.
Yeah.
And people are telling me, relax.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
never that serious.
It's not that serious. But it is. If I don't get the ring, I'll die.
Absolutely. I believe that your third question will come from a caller from Nakuru. Good morning. Kiprono, how are you? Hi.
I'm fine. Hi.
Hi. You have a question for Atemi, Kiprono?
Yeah, first of all, let me congratulate Atemi for her son.
Aha.
Okay,
Congratulations.
the first question to her is, why did she prefer to sing alone and not to have the dancers? But I like the way she sings alone.
Okay.
And
Okay.
another question to her, and the last question is that,
Yes.
how can she balance the music industry and family?
Oh, thank you so much. What lovely questions,
you very
Kiprono.
much.
Thanks. Thanks for calling. Always lovely to hear from your fans.
Yes.
First question, what's your answer?
Well, about...
Oh no, the first thing he asked is why did you decide to go it alone and not have a band or dancers?
Well, I have a band. We don't do dancers because for the genre of music that we do, we want to communicate, so we like to talk about a little more. But we were thinking a little later in the year we may add some dancers to the act, just to see how that works out.
Okay.
Second, he asked about...
The second question he asked was on, you know, for you, what are you looking forward to in terms of your music?
Well, oh no, he asked about balancing music and family.
Yeah.
Well, you know, questions like that are amusing to me because first I'm like, okay, I understand that there is an impression that I have a son. I don't have any children.
That was going to be my next question before Kiprono called. You don't?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So in terms of balancing family and music, we're talking about my family.
Yeah, you
That's not too hard because
They get it.
they don't live here.
Right. Okay.
So
Where do they live?
They live in the States. My brother's in
Okay.
the Air Force, my sister works there, my mom works there,
Okay.
and my dad passed away.
Okay.
So we see each other maybe once a year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will plan. Was it last year? Last year, my mom was here in December.
Okay.
The year before, they actually came. My mother and my brother came down, and there was a concert coinciding. So it was nice to have them there because they never get to hear me sing, other than on the CDs. So I don't really worry about balancing. Their problem is they feel like they miss too much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they see pictures and they're like, oh, but we weren't there.
Exactly. One day.
Yeah,
One day.
one
You'll
day.
have a concert there. You have a
Yes.
global platform to
They'll
perform.
all be here. And then-
Exactly.
yes.
Atemi's love life, future, babies. Tell us that.
Whenever I tell people my views on family, then they get a bit confused.
Tell me.
I'm not sure I'm going to have any children.
Why?
Because it's such a consuming career. Emotionally.
Okay.
You know, I'm not saying never because if my mom is watching, she'll be like, no, we said we'd never say that.
Right.
So I'm not saying never. I just don't see it tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't see it happening tomorrow.
Okay.
As far as relationships are concerned, you know, everybody wants to be in a nice relationship, I
Right.
guess. So I think I would like that.
Absolutely. I don't think there's anyone out there who's looking for a bad relationship.
Well, some people, you know, there are guys who tell you a lot of men tell you how they like drama.
Right.
Yeah, I like drama. I wanted to come and punch somebody. I'm like, I'm okay. No, thank you.
But you
I
are
don't
looking
want-
for love.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But I don't want any drama.
Okay.
And I kind of want somebody who understands that this is going to be, the life is going to be like this and people are going to be watching us. And we have to be, you know, my business is going to be out there.
Okay.
And your regular Kenyan usually has a problem with that. They're like, so people are going to be talking about my business.
I know.
Yes.
Tough. I believe we have another caller. From Mombasa. Good morning. Hi.
Colby. Hi, Colby.
How are you, Catherine?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. You have a question, love?
No, I just wanted to congratulate the program in NTV, the AM Live.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Keep watching, keep listening, okay? Keep connecting with us every single day.
Okay.
And tell everyone in Mombasa we're here and we're AM Live.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Obviously, really interesting for people to be able to connect with people that they haven't been able to do that with. Your parting words, you know, and in terms of what's next for you, what you're looking forward to, what you're looking to fulfill for 2013.
Well, I know that, you know, people always take this wrongly when we say it, but, you know, this is 50 years of independence. So this is actually biblically the year of Jubilee for Kenya.
Right.
And I've taken that to mean this is the year things are just going to change in the music industry.
Awesome.
This is the year people are going to be standing up and saying, those musicians in Kenya are awesome. So I prophesy for myself.
Yeah.
I claim things for myself. This year, 50 years of independence for Kenya will be a fantastic year for, I think, the country as a whole. I think we will be peaceful. I think music will grow. I think business will grow.
Okay.
And it's one of those things of, if we don't say for ourselves, who's going to say it for us?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Atemi, we have a very interesting segment here on AM Live. It's called Dear Mr. President. And what we do is every single day we ask someone, a Kenyan, any Kenyan, to come out and talk to the president, ask any question you want. If Uhuru Kenyatta was here, what would you ask him?
I've been waiting for this forever.
Here we go.
Well, one of the things, the question I would ask him
Yeah.
is obviously about the entertainment scene.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like we as Kenya support our music as much as we could, right? So my question would be, in terms of tourism, right? And let's say things that draw people to Kenya. I think music is a fantastic industry and it's growing. How does the government plan to get involved in this booming and fantastic and innovative industry that alongside tourism showcases the innovation and the creativity of Kenyans? How are the government going to get involved? How are they going to jump on the bandwagon? And how are they going to push this industry
And
forward?
if they knew how much money there was to be made in it?
There's a lot of money to be made in
There's
music.
a lot of money. The name of our album is Manzili, State of Life. State of Life is the name of our album. Atemi is got a brand new album and she's looking There we go. You guys can see. Look at your pretty yellow dress. How lovely. That's a really nice picture. Okay.